Hello student, this is the Sangeeta Mansukhani. Video number 97. In this video I will be explain NCERT textbook exercise question. So question is, a student forgot to add the reaction mixture to the round bottom flask at 27 degrees Celsius. Okay, a student forgot to add the reaction mixture to the round bottom flask at 27 degrees Celsius, but instead she placed the flask on the flame. After a lapse of time, he realized his mistake and using a pyrometer, so he found the temperature of the flask was 477 degrees Celsius. So what fraction of the air would have been expelled out? And this is question is mind quiz question. Okay, so again I say, a student forgot to add the reaction mixture to the round bottom flask at 27 degrees Celsius, but instead he placed the flask on the flame. After a lapse of time, he realized his mistake and using a pyrometer, so he found the temperature of the flask was 477 degrees Celsius. So what fraction of the air would have been expelled out? So here discuss in the question temperature and volume. So apply the Charles law, because as pressure remains constant, so V1 divided T1 is equal to V2 upon T2. So calculate the fraction of the air expelled by the using formula. Fraction of the air expelled, volume expelled divide total volume. So suppose volume of the air in the flask V centimeter cube at 27 degrees Celsius. So V1 is equal to V centimeter cube and V2 we have to find out. And T1 temperature 300 Kelvin, 27 degrees Celsius plus 273, 300 Kelvin, and T2 is given 477 degrees Celsius. Okay, so T2 is given 477 degrees Celsius, so plus 273, so 750 Kelvin. So we put the value V1 upon T1 is equal to V2 upon T2. Okay, so capital V divide 300 V2 upon 750. So 300 V2 cross multiply is equal to 750 V. So V2 750 divide 300, so 2.5 volume. So volume expelled 2.5 volume minus volume is equal to 1.5 volume. So fraction of the air expelled 1.5 volume and then divide by 2.5 volume. V1 divide V2. Okay, so is equal to 0.6. So fraction of the air expelled 0.6. Clear? Next question is, calculate the total pressure in a mixture of 8 gram of the dioxygen and 4 gram of the dihydrogen confined in a vessel of the 1 decimeter cube at 27 degrees Celsius. Calculate the total pressure in a mixture of 8 gram of the dioxygen and 4 gram of the dihydrogen and confined in a vessel of the 1 decimeter cube at 27 degrees Celsius and gas constant value. So here mass given, okay, and then temperature given. Clear? So and total pressure discuss about total pressure. So to calculate the total pressure exerted by the mixture of the gases, first find and then total number of the moles of the gas. So we have to apply which reaction? Ideal equation, PV is equal to nRT. Okay, so PV is equal to nRT, but first we have to find number of the moles. Okay, so for the given oxygen and hydrogen, so first we have to find moles of the oxygen. Given mass divide by the molecular weight. So given mass 8 grams divide molecular weight of the oxygen 32, 16 into 2, so 0.25 mole. And then same here, moles of the hydrogen, given mass 4 and divide by 2, 1 into 2, 2.0 mole. Then mole fraction, total number of the moles 0.25 plus 2.0, so 2.25 mole. So pressure formula is P is equal to nRT upon V. So N, total number of the moles multiply gas constant value, temperature T. Temperature here given 27 degrees Celsius. So plus 273, so 300 Kelvin and divide volume 1 decimeter cube. So pressure is 56.025 bar. Clear? Next question is, what will be the pressure exerted by a mixture of 3.2 gram of the methane and 4.4 gram of the carbon dioxide contained in a 9 decimeter cube flask at 27 degrees Celsius. Again I say, what will be the pressure exerted by a mixture of 3.2 gram of the methane and 4.4 gram of the carbon dioxide contained in a 9 decimeter cube flask at 27 degrees Celsius. So here given methane. So first we have to find number of the moles. Given mass divide molar mass. Given mass 3.2 gram and divide by molar mass. Molar mass carbon 12 multiply 4. Okay, 12 plus 4 8 16. Okay, so 0.2 mole. Then for similar carbon dioxide, given mass 4.4 in the question and divide molecular mass carbon 12 plus 32 44. So divide 0.1 mole. So total moles is equal to 0.2 plus 0.1 is equal to 0.3 mole. Okay, and here given pressure, clear, mass and then volume. So according to the ideal gas equation, PV is equal to nRT. So pressure we have to find because question is what will be the pressure. Okay, so P is equal to nRT upon V, N number of the moles, R gas constant value, T temperature value and then V volume. Volume given 9. Okay, so calculate. So value come 8.314 into 10 to power 4 Pascal. Next question is 2.9 gram of a gas at 95 degrees Celsius occupied the same volume. 2.9 gram of a gas at 95 degrees Celsius occupied the same volume as 0.184 gram of the dihydrogen at 17 degrees Celsius at the same pressure. So what is the molar mass of the gas? Okay, so here two gases given. Okay, so two separate equation because here C occupy the same volume of the dihydrogen and same pressure. So since two gases are given, so write two separate equation for unknown gas and hydrogen. Okay, so unknown gas and then hydrogen gas. Unknown gas P1 V1 is equal to M1 RT1 divide M1 and for hydrogen gas P2 V2 is equal to M2 RT2 divide M2. Okay, so P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. When put the formula this here, okay, and then value M1 given 2.9 gram multiply R gas constant T1 given 368 because 95 plus 273 368 Kelvin divide capital M1 is equal to M2 given 0.184 gram plus gas constant R into 290 Kelvin divide 2 gram. R to R cancel. Okay, so molar mass of the unknown gas M1 is equal to, okay, cross multiply. So calculate, so 40 gram per mole. Clear? So first we have to comparison unknown gas with hydrogen gas. Then molar mass easily we have to find out. Clear? Next question is, what will be the pressure of a gaseous mixture when 0.5 liter of hydrogen at 0.8 bar and 2.0 liter of the dioxygen at 0.7 bar are introduced in a 1 liter vessel at 27 degrees Celsius. Again I say, what will be the pressure P when 0.5 liter volume at 0.8 bar, pressure also given, so volume and then pressure. So one pressure also find. Okay, so moles PV is equal to nRT. So because here pressure, volume both are given and temperature also. Okay, so according to the ideal gas equation, because gas low. Okay, so moles of the hydrogen first we have to find. So NH2 is equal to PV upon nRT. NH2 is equal to PV upon RT. Okay, so P pressure given 0.8 multiply volume 0.5 divide RT. This is the first, and then similarly moles of the O2 0.7 multiply by 2.0 divide RT is equal to 1.4 RT. So total number of the moles 0.40 divide RT plus 1.4 upon RT. So is equal to 1.8 upon RT. So P total is equal to nRT upon V, number of the moles N 1.8 upon RT, capital RT divide V, volume 1 liter. Okay, clear? So small n is equal to 1.8 divide RT, then multiply RT divide volume 1. RT to RT cancel. Okay, so 1.8 atm is the total pressure. Then next question is pressure of a 1 gram of an ideal gas A. Pressure of 1 gram of an ideal gas A at 27 degrees Celsius is found to be 2 bar. When 2 gram of the another gas, ideal gas B, is introduced in the same flask at same temperature, so the pressure becomes 3 bar. So find a relationship between their molecular mass. Again given gas. So for the given gas, we have to apply ideal gas equation. PV is equal to nRT. So two gases, one gas A and another gas is B. So comparison, PV A V is equal to nRT, volume similar for both, and PBV is equal to nBRT. So number of the moles of the gas A, Na is equal to 1 upon Ma, because given 1 gram, given mass, divide molecular mass Ma, represented by Ma. So for the Nb, 2 upon Mb. And pressure of the gas A, Pa is equal to given 2 bar, and another gas we have to find out. Okay, so Pa is equal to 2 bar, so P total given 3 bar. So PB is easily we have to find, because PB is equal to P total minus PA. P total 3 and PA is equal to 2. So 1 bar of pressure of the another gas. And equation number first and equation number second. Okay, formula is PA upon PB. So Na upon Nb. Okay, so PA pressure and Na upon Nb. Okay, 1 upon Ma and 2 upon Mb. Clear? So Mb upon Ma, cross multiply 2 Pa upon Pb. So pressure for A gas 2 into 2, and divide pressure of the B 1. So 4 upon 1, that is means Mb is equal to 4 Ma. Clear? So mass. Okay, so pressure, relationship between their molecular mass, mass of the A gas, molecular mass 4 times greater than B. Next question is, density of a gas is found to be 5.46 gram per decimeter cube at 27 degrees Celsius and 2 bar pressure. So what will be its density at STP, standard temperature and pressure? Again I say, density of a gas is found to be 5.46 gram per decimeter cube at 27 degrees Celsius and 2 bar pressure. So what will be its density at STP? So volume given, pressure given and temperature given. Okay, so density. So according to the gas equation, STP means 1 bar and 273 Kelvin. So compare the density 27 degrees Celsius and 2 bar with the density at STP. So by using the relation D is equal to Pm upon RT, by the formula PV is equal to nRT, right? This formula find out from the ideal gas equation. D is equal to Pm upon RT. So for the same gas at different temperature and pressure, D2 upon D1 is equal to P2 T1 divide P1 T2. Clear? So D2 is equal to P2 T1 D1 divide P1 T2. So pressure given 1 into T1 300, D1 density given, divide P1 pressure 2 into T2 given 273. So calculate 3 gram per 3 gram decimeter inverse cube. Okay. Temperature 27 degrees Celsius. So plus 273. Clear? And then here find out the at the STP, standard temperature and pressure. So here we have to put value temperature standard. Clear? Next question is, the drain cleaner contains small bits of the aluminium. which react with the caustic soda to produce dihydrogen. So what volume of the dihydrogen at 20 degrees Celsius at 1 bar will be released when 0.15 gram of the aluminum react? Again I say, the drain cleaner contains small bits of the aluminum and which react with the caustic soda to produce dihydrogen. So what volume of the dihydrogen at 20 degrees Celsius and 1 bar will be released when 0.15 gram of the aluminum react? So volume of the dihydrogen by using of the equation PV is equal to nRT, right? So number of the moles of the hydrogen are here are required. So for the balancing we have to write equation between the aluminum and NaOH. Okay, then find the number of the moles of the hydrogen produced from the 0.15 gram of the aluminum react. Then after we have to using PV nRT. PV is equal to nRT equation. So when aluminum react with the caustic soda is NaOH. So 2Al plus NaOH, 2NaOH plus 2H2O. So convert into the sodium aluminate, 2NaAlO2 plus 3H2O. So here aluminum 2 mole. So aluminum atomic mass is 27. So 2 into 27. And then here 3 mole of the hydrogen. So multiply 2. So 3 into 2. Okay. So 0.15 into 3 divide 2 into 27. Cross multiply. Okay. So 0.00833 mole. So PV is equal to nRT formula. So V is equal to nRT upon P. So gas constant value, small n value, number of the moles 0.00833 multiply gas constant value 0.0821 plus temperature 293 Kelvin divide P and then volume 0.987 atm. Then calculate. So value come for hydrogen 0.202 decimeter cube. Next question is, critical temperature for carbon dioxide and methane are 31.1 degrees Celsius and 81.9 degrees Celsius. So which of these has stronger intermolecular forces and why? Again I say, critical temperature for carbon dioxide and methane are 31.1 degrees Celsius and minus 81.9 degrees Celsius. So which of these has stronger intermolecular forces and why? So you already know about critical temperature is the temperature above which the gas cannot be liquefied. Okay, so howsoever high pressure may be applied. So higher the critical temperature, more easily the gas can be liquefied. So stronger are the intermolecular force. So CO2 has stronger intermolecular forces than CH4. Clear? See, critical temperature is the temperature above which the gas cannot be liquefied, howsoever high pressure may be applied. So higher the critical temperature, more easily the gas can be liquefied and stronger the intermolecular force. So CO2 has stronger intermolecular force than the CH4. Next question is, define the following these terms. First is liquid state, second is vapor pressure, next is boiling temperature, fourth is boiling point, fifth is melting point, sixth is surface tension and seventh is viscosity. So define these terms. So first define liquid state. So define is liquid state, the state of the matter in which the intermolecular forces of the attraction are strong enough to keep the molecules together. It is called liquid state. Okay, intermolecular forces attraction comparison than the solid less but gas strong enough to keep the molecular together. It is called liquid state. Next term is vapor pressure. So whenever liquid is kept in a evacuated container, a portion of the liquid evaporates. So to fill the remaining volume of the container with vapor. Okay, but after some time dynamic equilibrium is established. Okay, between the liquid and its vapors. So the pressure exerted by the vapors in equilibrium with a liquid at a fixed temperature. So it is called equilibrium vapor pressure or saturated vapor pressure. Okay, so dynamic equilibrium is established between the liquid and its vapor at a given temperature, so we have to say pressure exerted by the pressure in the equilibrium with liquid at a fixed temperature, so it is called equilibrium vapor pressure or saturated vapor pressure. The next term is boiling point. The condition of free vaporization throughout the liquid, because whenever liquid is heated in open vessel, after some time a point is reached at which the vapor pressure of the liquid becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure. So vaporization occur. Okay, so through the bulk of the liquid and vapor expelled freely into the surrounding. So the condition of the free vaporization throughout the liquid, it is called boiling, and the temperature at which vapor pressure of the liquid becomes equal to the external pressure, so it is called boiling temperature at that pressure. Clear? So if pressure is 1 atmosphere, so boiling temperature is called normal boiling point. But if pressure is 1 bar, so we have to say standard boiling point of the liquid. Clear? So this is the main difference. 1 atm pressure, so normal boiling point, and 1 bar pressure, that is means standard boiling point. Next term is melting point. The temperature at which the solid and liquid states of the substance in thermal equilibrium, that is solid melt. Okay, so the temperature at which the solid and liquid states of the substance in thermal equilibrium with each other, it is called melting point, and it is characteristics of the substance. So depends on pressure. So melting point of the substance at standard atmospheric pressure, it is called normal melting point. Clear? The melting point of a substance at standard atmospheric pressure is called its normal melting point. Next term is surface tension. It is very important because it is a new term for you, and it is maximum came in the board exams. What is the surface tension? The force acting per unit length perpendicular to the tangentially line drawn on the surface of the liquid is called surface tension. Okay, so gamma represent surface tension denoted by gamma. We have to write this way. Okay, so gamma, we pronounce gamma. Okay, so surface tension gamma is equal to work divide change in the area delta A. Okay, so force upon length, clear, and its unit work divide change in area. So kilogram second inverse 2, but in SI unit Newton meter inverse. Clear? And the energy required to increase the surface area of the liquid by 1 unit is called surface energy, and its units are joule meter inverse 2. Again I say, the force acting per unit length perpendicular to the tangentially line drawn on the surface of the liquid. Okay, so it's called surface tension denoted by gamma, and its formula is work divide change in area, otherwise work denoted by force and area length. So formula according units are kilogram second inverse 2, and SI unit is expressed Newton meter inverse. Okay, and energy required to increase the surface area of the liquids in by the 1 unit, it is called surface energy, and its unit is joule meter inverse 2. Next term is viscosity. Viscosity, here you see these are layers. Okay, plate A, B, C. Okay, so it is measure of the resistance of the flow which arises to the internal friction between the layers of the fluid, and as they slip past one another while liquid flows. Okay, viscosity. What is the viscosity? It is the measure of the resistance of the flow which arises to the internal friction between the layers of the fluid as they slip past one another while liquid flows. So this is the measurement unit denoted by the viscosity. Clear? So here 3 layers are given. So first area of the plate A and distance between dx, next distance dx. So first layers volume V plus dV, in between V, and then down V minus dV. So this is the gradation of the velocity in the laminar flow. So what is the laminar flow? regular gradation in the velocity in passing from one layer to the another. It is known as laminar flow. Okay, so it is measure of the resistance of the flow which arises to the internal friction. Okay, so depend on velocity. Clear? So here force F is equal directly proportional A dV upon dx. So proportional mark removed, so proportionality constant come eta. This is way denote by this way. Okay, and this way eta we have to say. Clear? So eta is going to the left hand side, so n is equal to F upon eta is equal to F upon A dx upon dV. Okay, eta is the proportionally constant and we have to say coefficient of the viscosity. Clear? So for a given temperature, dV is equal to dx velocity gradient. If A is equal to 1 and dV upon dx is equal to 1 and F is equal to eta, so the coefficient of the velocity is the force when velocity gradient and area of the contact both are unity. Okay, and its unit R is poise. Poise, otherwise we have to write gram centimeter inverse second inverse. Okay, and in SI system Pascal second, so Newton meter inverse to second or kilogram meter inverse second inverse. Any your choice you have to write. Okay, clear? And poise, what is the poise? Poise is the 1/10th of SI unit, and 1 poise is equal to 10 raised to power minus kg meter inverse second inverse. Clear? Okay. Thank you so much.